So when COVID first hit back in April, we saw a dramatic impact on small business. In fact, they were hit twice as hard as big business. And so straight away, we saw about a 9% drop in revenue, and we saw an over 11% drop in jobs. So when COVID first hit, there was a lot of uncertainty for small businesses, and they had to try and navigate their way through that. Very fortunately, the government actually stepped in with some amazing stimulus packages, such as JobKeeper and the cash flow boost, which really gave small businesses the confidence to be able to continue, albeit slightly different than they may have before. Well, hopefully we never see another pandemic level event as we've just seen, but if there ever was to be one, small businesses would do really well to prepare themselves, predominantly from a cash flow perspective. That was the biggest impact we saw, where small businesses just simply didn't have enough cash to actually survive. The other thing that we saw straight away is that those businesses that survived were those who were able to pivot. And so they're able to pivot through things like digital services to be able to still interact and manage their clients like they did previous to the pandemic. One of the things we're expecting to see as we come out of the pandemic is a rise in the creation of new businesses. So what we've seen historically when there's been some form of economic downturn is people go out and create businesses. So we're expecting we're going to see that at a scale that we've never seen before. So it's super important that government gets behind those businesses and helps them to be set up to be successful as they possibly can be. So my 3 big tips for small business as they come out of this pandemic is number 1, cash flow. So make sure you're actually managing your cash flow really, really well. It's super important to be able to do that. Number 2 is, can you digitise? If you haven't digitised yet, it's time to digitise and think about all the things that you might be able to do, not just from a compliance perspective, but also very much from a customer perspective as well. And the third one, I think the most important, is look at the things you can control rather than things you can't control.